Okay, we're going to show you how to program your HTs. I'm going to show you how to use the keyboard on your radio. I'm going to specifically focus on the Baofeng, but I am going to show you on one other radio just to make a point that you only have to know really four things, sometimes five, um, to be able to program your radio. If you read the manual so you understand what these things are called on your radio in your menu system, because they're all different. Um, every manufacturer uses their own abbreviations, and I will say these things repeatedly so um, they stick. Um, but once you know the specific items that you need to know, um, it becomes very easy. And then Rick is going to show you how to do it even easier using Chirp. But if you are in the field, you need to be able to do this on your front panel. That's why we're doing this. So, um, this is an ICS 217 and 217A actually, and its purpose is to give you the information you need when you're at an incident so that you can program your radio. Now, if you have these things programmed ahead of time using Chirp, you're good to go. But if you don't, and somebody hands you one of these and you have to use your front panel, you need to know how to do that. How do you read this? All right. This is very simple. Is it a repeater? Is it simplex, meaning it's just a frequency? Is it an all-star node? Is it DMR? What is this thing? All right. This is the name that's going to be used for it. They're probably going to go by the program number. Somebody might say, go to channel 1, go to channel 2, go to channel 3. But they may also say, I'm going to, go to Rimlink Mount Ort. All right, so you need to know what the name is. This is just what license you need to be able to use it. On these ones down here, everything here is for amateur radio. On some of these sheets, you're going to see that you have to be sheriff. You have to be Gila County Sheriff's Office or something like that because it's a public safety frequency and you're not allowed to be on there. Or maybe you are. Maybe you're authorized because of the situation. If you're with CERT in Pine Strawberry, they have a authorized public safety frequency that we can use. And all CERT members are allowed to use that during an incident. Not generally, just during an incident. You need to know the receive frequency. This is the output frequency from the repeater, if it's a repeater. You need to know the receive tone, if there is one. Most of the time, there isn't on for amateur radio. We put one on our UHF, and I'll explain why in a minute. And then you need to know the transmit frequency that you need to transmit into the repeater. The reason you need to know that is so you know what the offset is. In this case here, 14739, 14799, the offset is 600 kilohertz, which is the standard for VHF. And for UHF, at least in amateur world, it's 5 megahertz. So 447, 425, 442, 425. And you notice this is negative 5 and this is plus 600. And then you need to know the transmit tone to wake up the repeater. Usually there is one of these. Generally there is one. Is it analog, digital, mixed, multimode? What is it? And then any remarks. That's how you read this. So this is what we're going to use to go through. We're going to do the Terra VHF and the Terra UHF by way of example. Okay. So we're going to talk about how to program. In this case, we're going to talk about the Baofeng, but this is true for every radio, basically, because the only difference, they all need the same information. The only difference is what do they call it in their menu system, and different manufacturers use different abbreviations because they can't get the whole name of the thing, like offset frequency or whatever, into their little menus on their screens. So they all tend to use their own made up abbreviations. That's why I keep telling you to read the manual. Read it, read it, read it, read it, read it. Sit down with the information you need to program into your radio in front of you, that form the ICS 217 that I've got with the communications resource availability worksheet, it's called. It's on Groups.io, and I will show it here in a moment. But sit down with that in front of you and your radio and your manual and learn how to do this. If you're in the field, say you're with Aries or CERT or whatever, and you're out there and the sheriff pulls up and he does this briefing and he goes, okay, we have a portable repeater because nothing works out here wherever we are. We're in the middle of no place. And here's the frequency and tone information and offset and all that. Here's the information you need for your radio. You need to be able to put that in because chances are you haven't programmed it ahead of time. In Chirp, you never even heard about this portable repeater they have. You never heard of it. Nobody ever mentioned that to you. You don't have it in there. Now you need to be able to put it in your radio. If you haven't practiced it, I guarantee you will not remember how to do it. So practice it. Do it. I do it occasionally on my radios just to try to remember how to do it because they're all different. And I've got several different HTs that I use. But the easiest is the H3 because I can just pull out my phone and program it using my phone. But if that's not the case for you, you need to be able to do it using your keyboard on the front of the radio. So what do you need to know? You need to know the repeater's output frequency that you're going to receive on. You need to know the repeater's offset. Generally, that's 600 kilohertz for VHF, which is our 2 meters, and 5 megahertz for UHF, 70 centimeters, GMRS, those kinds of things. Public safety frequencies tend to use different offsets. They use what they call split mode, where the transmit frequency and the receive frequency are different, but they're not the defaults, the normal offsets. So you need to know how to put that offset in there if that's the only way you can do that. Some radios let you put in a different transmit and receive frequency. Most do not. Most HTs do not. So you need to know that. The offset direction, is it plus or minus? So if it's 600 kilohertz, do you add that to the receive frequency, or do you take it away from the receive frequency? And then finally, the privacy tones, which are not privacy tones. And they may be analog or digital. And they might be different for transmit and receive. So, especially the public safety. They love to put different tones on transmit and receive. So you need to be able to do that. By the way, they call them privacy tones. I don't know why. That's what PL stands for something. I don't even remember. But they often call them privacy tones. They're not. The privacy is for... it doesn't protect you, it protects other people. If you get my drift. So if the repeater transmits a tone of its own, usually you have to put a tone in order to wake up the repeater so that it will listen to your transmission and then repeat it. Sometimes, as we have done with our UHF repeater, you need to be able to we transmit a tone on the repeated signal as well, the one that you receive. Now, if you don't put that tone in your radio, what's going to happen? Nothing. You're going to be able to receive it just fine. But you're also going to receive anything that's on that frequency. And repeater frequencies are not dedicated. So if somebody's driving through town and happens to be having a conversation on that frequency, you're going to hear it. If you don't want to hear it, you only want to hear stuff from the repeater, and the repeater transmits a tone that you can receive. That would be your receive tone. Then put it in your radio. So on our UHF repeater, we have a tone that you need to use to wake up the repeater so to listen to you, and then it transmits a tone as well, and that's so that it will wake up your radio so you will listen to the repeater. If you don't put that tone in, you'll hear it anyways. If you do, you will only hear those transmissions, and that's how that works. All right, now, so programming HTs without chirp. First of all, do this so that you know how to do it in the field, but normally don't do this. It's a pain. All All right. Second, step one, read the manual. If you don't read your manual, you will not know what the abbreviations are for things on your radio. You won't know what the CTCSS, DCS, all those things. You won't know what those abbreviations are. You might not know which menu item is the shift direction. You might not even know which one is the offset. So read your manual. Get familiar with your radio. Now, on the Baofeng, to program it, if you're going to do simplex, which is in a repeater, it's very simple. You just put the frequency in and you're done. If you want to save it in memory, the big thing on the Baofeng is you can't save on a frequency channel that already has a frequency stored in it. So you have to delete that channel first. Big deal. There's a menu item to do that. You can do it while you're in the process. You don't have to do it first and then program that. You can just do it while you're in there. And then if you want to name that channel, you're going to have to use chirp. So try to remember what the frequency was. If you're doing a repeater, oh, and by the way, for almost every handheld that's out there, you can't do any of this stuff unless you're in VFO or frequency mode. You can't. If you're in channel mode, it'll let you. It'll look like it's doing things, but it won't do anything. So be in VFO. So enter VFO mode. However you do that on your radio. On the Baofeng, it's very simple. We're going to show you in a second. You put the repeater's output frequency, which is your receive frequency. Then go into the menu. You're still in VFO mode. Go into the menu system on your radio. Put in the offset frequency, the offset direction, and any tones you need. CTCSS, DCS, same tone, different tones, only on transmit, whatever. And then save it into the memory channel using whatever method. And again, we're going to show you how to do that in a Baofeng in a minute. And then optional, if your radio allows you, you can give it a name. Usually it's really a pain in the tushy to do that. So I would recommend if you're program it ahead of time. Rick's going to show you how to do all this stuff in Chirp, and it's way simpler. But there you go. On a Baofeng, you can't put it in using the keyboard. You have to use Chirp. So that is it. And really, that's all you need to know. Okay, hopefully you can see this. So we're going to start with a Baofeng UV5R, the most popular handheld out there. All radios, all these handhelds are different, but they're all the same. Because the same, as we said before, the same things have to go in them. So I have factory reset this and then gone in and changed the language back to English. So the first thing you want to do is go to VFO mode.
Channel mode. Frequency mode.
And you can tell it'll say frequency mode and there's no channel marker over here.
Channel mode.
There's a channel marker there.
Frequency mode.
Here there is not, okay? We're going to put in the first Terra VHF frequency, that repeater. So we're going to put in 1, 4, 7, 3, 9, 0. Okay? Now we're going to, that's the receive frequency from the repeater. Now we're going to go into menu. We're going to go to option 27, and we see that memory channel 0 is occupied. Now, if you see CH, that means that there's something in there. You cannot put a frequency into on a Baofeng. You have to delete it first. So we'll go to the next memory channel. It says delete channel. Channel 0. Okay? So we go into menu.
Delete channel.
And we pick that one. We're on 0. And we go back out.
Confirm.
And it has deleted it. And now it doesn't say delete channel. Okay? Now we can go back to memory channel. Now, before we store it, let's put in the other things we need. So let's go to 13, which is the transmit CTCSS. And we know that that is 100. It's off, so we'll go up to 100.
Confirm.
Confirm. All right. Now we'll go back to right around 27. So we go back to offset. Okay. We have an offset
frequency.
of 0, 0, 0, 600. 600 kilohertz.
Confirm.
And we've confirmed that. And now we'll go to which direction is it? Is it plus 600 or minus? In this case here,
Direction.
it's plus. So we go to Shift D, which is frequency direction. We say plus.
Confirm.
Confirm. All right. What else we have to do? That's it, right? So let's go back to 27. Memory channel. We go into menu.
Memory channel.
And then we come back out because we're already on 0 and it doesn't say CH.
Receiving memory.
And there you go. All right. Now we can exit out. There's 14739. We're on VFO mode. Let's go to channel mode.
Channel mode.
Channel mode. Channel 0, 14739. If I transmit, 14799. And the offset tone is in there. So you have now programmed the Terra VHF repeater. And we do that for each of the 7 channels we're going to program. Okay, I hope you can see this okay. This is hard to do. Anyways, alright, so now we have a completely different radio. This is a TYT UV8000E. And since it's a different brand, different manufacturer, all of the abbreviations for everything are different. They don't call it TCTS. They call it something else. They have an entry for T-squelch if it's if the tone is on both input and output, etc., etc. So that's why I keep telling you, read the manual so you understand what the abbreviations are for your radio for these various items that you need to know, which are, one more time, the receive frequency, the offset direction, and any tones that you need. Transmit, receive, or just transmit, or both, and they might even be different tones. Okay? So, on this radio, just by way of example, we'll turn it on, and it says 61 there. That's the frequency we're on. Currently, this is set for the Rimlink Mount Ord. We're going to change that to do the Terra UHF repeater. Okay? So, first thing I have to do, go into frequency mode. On almost every radio, you have to be in frequency mode. So we put in the frequency 447425. 447425. Okay? Now we'll go into the menu and we will find the particular item for, by the way, on this radio, at least, some radios, I think the Baofeng's like this too, you can set the power and the squelch and things separately for each channel that you program. So here we're going to go to, and don't forget the timeout timer is 3 minutes on most repeaters, because that's the FCC rules. If it goes longer than 3 minutes, it's supposed to shut off. So let's go to, okay, now on this one, this is the transmit CTCSS code. They call it something different. That's the receive, and this is for T-squelch when it's on both. In this particular case, we want both. Now I have to press the T-lock button here. Whoops, I forgot to go into it. So I have to go into what I want, and then here you switch between off, digital, off, or analog CTCSS. In this case here, we want this off because we're going to go back to the dual. So that one's off. So this is for both.
So I'm going to go in here. I can tell it it's digital. I'm going to go to 77. I'm going to come back out, and now when I go here, that says 77 for receive and 77 for transmit. All right, shift direction. In this case here, the shift direction is negative. So we go into here, we change the shift direction to negative, come back out, then we go to offset. The offset is 5 megahertz, not 600 kilohertz. 0, 5, 0, 0, 0. Why is it 5? Because it's UHF. That is the standard for UHF. Okay? And that's it. That's all we need. So we exit out of this. Now, there it is. We're in VFO mode. If I want to put it in the channel on this radio, I press this. I go here. It says channel 61 is blinking. Hope you can see that. If I change the channel, I can go up or down to change the channel, but I want 61, so I just press menu. I didn't do it fast enough, so do it again. 61. Oh, there it is. It's there. Okay. So, oh, it didn't save it because I didn't do it fast enough. I was too busy talking. Bummer. All right. But that would have saved it in 61. When it stopped blinking, it was too late. This radio has a timeout on that. So let's do it one more time. All right. VFO mode. 447425. There it is. All right. We go in here. We check the offset is correct. Shift direction is correct. The tone is correct. The receive tone is correct. It's on both. What else do we need to know? That's it. Okay. So come back out. We exit out of that. There we go. Go back in. Go in here. 61 is blinking. Come back out. It saved it. Come out of VFO mode. Oh, come out of VFO mode. And there it is. And when I press transmit, it'll go to 442425. There we go. And it has tone on both. So that's how you do it on a completely different radio. Same items, completely different names, completely different menu options. Read your manual to figure out what yours are. You only have to know those, 5. So that's all you need to know. Transmit frequency, output, the offset direction, any PL tones you need. And in some cases, you might have to know 2 PL tones. Sometimes they're different. That's it. Rick is now going to show you how to do all of this in Chirp, which is way simpler.